I'm going to talk about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Um, um, I don't know what, like, I understand about the palace and Queen Elizabeth and Prince Charles and his father, his brother, and all those, the prince and all that. But I think that Prince Harry had, I think that I think he wanted to become, I think he wanted to still be part of that, but I think Prince Harry didn't want to be tied to just that. I think he wanted to go out in the world and explore the world. Like, I didn't think he wanted to be just tied to that. And, you know, I didn't think he wanted to just to be tied to that. I think it was a world of the prince and the queen and the palace and all of that stuff. But I think that and I think the way his mother died was you know, in that paparazzi world when they had when she had the accident, them taking paparazzi following them his mother everywhere that they went and taking pictures and stuff and they wound up in the accident, man. And I think that he, you know, in some way, you know, I don't know if Meghan Markle wanted that to always continue, like, with her baby. And the paparazzi always there, even though they're in the spotlight. But again, you know, even though they're in the spot, I think Prince Harry's seen how his mother died. I don't know if he wanted his kids always in the spotlight like that. I'm not sure, because of what happened with his mother. I don't know. But Meghan Markle, let's get down to that. Meghan Markle, I think Meghan Markle got with Harry and knew that she was African American and she was half black and half white and you know and stuff like that. And when she laid down and had sex with Harry, and like that was not going to be a problem. Like that was not going to be a problem, because she was half black. I mean, like that shouldn't have been a surprise to her. I mean, not when it came to Harry, her husband. I'm talking about the queens and the palace, living in London and all that stuff. Like that wasn't going to be a problem. She forgot she was half black. You know, and in that world, you don't see blacks. If you do, you see them. You probably see them as maids. And when you talk about the palace, and how can she like? It shouldn't have been no shock to her. You know, when she did that interview with Oprah. It shouldn't have been no shock. The baby race came up. You know, and her baby wouldn't be protected by the London people, the security and all this old stuff. She act like she's surprised with that. Like, in the palace world. And the princes and, you know, all that stuff, you know, and the princesses and the kings and or you know kings and queens and in that world. She acted like she was shocked that they said that to her. Like your baby wouldn't be protected because he's half black, you know, and shit like that. You know, like she's shocked that will happen. Like and her baby wouldn't be protected because and he wouldn't be a future king. She act like she's shocked with that. You know, you sit there and lay down. I don't think it was a thing with Harry, her husband, but but his family was like, he's not gonna be no future king. He's half black, you know, and shit like that. And she act like she's surprised with that. You know, like they just gonna welcome her into that world of the palace. And especially when she laid down and had that baby and two babies, by the way, with Harry. You know, Harry's family is saying Harry is okay with it, but not his family. You know, and shit. You know, and because he loved her, he's having conflict with some of them family members that over in that palace world. And she act like she's surprised about that. You know, like that. Because she's half black. What she think they were going to welcome her with open arms and all this old bullshit? You know, like that. You know, I think Harry welcomed her well, but I don't think his family was okay with that. You got a half black child? He's not going to be protected with security, and he's not going to be a future king. You know, and shit like that. She act like she's surprised with that. You know, and she hurry up and rushed out of that damn palace because of it. You know, and shit like that. She act like she's surprised with that. I, I don't think that should have been a surprise to her with that. Because blacks have always been a problem with race. That's nothing new in America and overseas. But when there's not, especially when there's a bunch of fucking maids probably that's black over there. You know, and shit like that. But she act like she's surprised with that. And I think the other thing was that they so used to having newspapers and their lives, you know, the palace used to have newspapers and this, that, and the other. And I think that they wanted, if they was going to do that, if Harry and Meagan was going to do that, they would have to do it separate from the palace. If they was going to get the publicity and all of that, they would have to do it separately from the palace because of the races and shit that's going on over there, you know, and shit like that. And especially with the family, the palace. And then over there in London, you know, I imagine that the newspapers went in on that. You know, and shit like that. But I think Meagan and Harry wanted something different. Something different when it came to raising their kids and part. I think they did want part of the spotlight too. But I think that you know, over there in that palace, I think they disagreed with that. You know, by being more interested in the press, they wanted their own way to be interested in the press, and they was like, and they was not going to get it, you know, with the palace stuff, and they went off and you know, left and ran out of that damn palace. You know, and stuff like that, and to be their own persons, you know, have their own lives and shit like that. If they're controlled by the palace stuff, man, you know, and stuff like that, and they refuse to be controlled by the palace stuff. And I don't blame them, but Harry was the one that went out and explored other stuff. He just didn't want to be tied to just the palace stuff. I think that. And I've seen interviews with the both of them, the two sons after their mother died. I seen the interview with both of the sons and stuff like that. But Harry wanted to explore the world, like, He just didn't want to be tied to just the palace stuff. I think he still wanted to be a part of it, but he just didn't want to just do that. He wanted to go out and explore. I think he went into service and stuff like that. I think he wanted to get out under the palace stuff. I mean, not under it completely, but he wanted to explore and do other things in the world. Like, he just didn't want to be just tied to the palace stuff. And I think when he met Meagan, you know, that was a way for him to get out. I mean, like, explore, get away from it. Not completely, because he's still tied to it, but you know. But I think when he seen the racist stuff with them, with his family, he got away from it. You know, he knew that he loved. He even got in a fight with his brother over Meagan, and he was saying, "Hey, that's my wife," you know, and shit like that, you know, and stuff like that. But again, you know, I think he wanted his own world, you know, and I think Meagan didn't want them controlling her. I think with the palace stuff, I think Meagan didn't want the palace controlling her, you know, controlling her life with her kids and stuff like that. And she was like, "Oh no, I'm getting the hell out of here." You know, and Meagan was like, because she said that she felt really uncomfortable being there, based on that open interview. She felt uncomfortable there. They wasn't really trying to. They didn't want her to do her own thing there, living at the palace. And she was like, "Oh no, they trying to control her, man." You know, and stuff like that, man. And she was just like, I'm getting out here. Are you going, Harry? You know, and stuff, and I think he went with her. He got up out of there. You know, and stuff like that. And they wanted their own thing, do their own thing. I think part of it was the press stuff, but I think they just couldn't do what they really wanted to do living at the palace, like. And I think they just didn't want to be controlled there, and it was difficult. And I think they just left, you know, and stuff like that. But and living by that, you know, year after year, living by that stuff, and you know, year after year, and the legacy of the palace, and you know, and stuff like that. You know, she just got away from it, man. That's nothing new. I mean, like, if she just want to be controlled, man, and with those damn rules over there. I think Meagan said, Meagan got out of there, man. And in a sense, I don't blame her, man, you know. Especially when they be here and telling her, "Hey, you know that baby of yours? No king, man. No king. No future king." You know, and shit like that. You know, being racist already, man, yeah. You know that baby of yours? He will not be a future king. You know, and shit like that. You know? And no protection. No protection. Her baby. Now, the other one's getting protection, you know, when it came to the palace and them going out in public and stuff like that. The other ones, his brother and his wife and kids get protection. When it came to Meagan's son, no protection. No. You know, and shit like that. They show the racism, you know. She's like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here." And she did. "Hey, Harry, is you going? Because I ain't leaving." You know, and stuff like that. You know. Meagan said, "I'm getting out of here, man." And she did, man. And Harry went with her, man. Yeah. Man. But she shouldn't be surprised about that, man. Race has always been a problem with whites. When having a black baby, half black baby, when it's full of whites. Racism, the race problem always been a problem. That black baby of yours, that half black. No future king. No protection. You know, and shit like that. And they showing their racism already, man. And she was like, I'm getting the fuck out of it. Hey, Meagan, man, I don't blame you, man. With all them damn rules. So in a way, I don't blame her for leaving, man. And they thinking that she influenced Harry. Shit, that's Harry baby they talking about. You being racist against my baby because he's half black? Well, I guess I have to go too. You know, and shit like that. You know, that's my baby you're talking about. You know, and stuff like that. And Harry say, hey, Meagan, I'm going with you. You know, and stuff like that. You know, I'm going with you. You know, and stuff like that, man. It's nothing new. And shit, racism has always been a problem. With whites. That's nothing new. She act like she's surprised. And Oprah too. Shit. Oprah act like she's surprised. He said what? And you know, and shit like that. Oprah act like she was surprised. Shit, I'm not. Shit. Racism has always been a problem. With whites. That's nothing, well, with some whites. But that's nothing new. Shit, they act like they surprised. Especially when it come down to kids. Shit. No future king. He will not be a future king. And no security. You know, and shit like, I mean, it's putting the rules down to her early, man. She said, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. I'm leaving. Harry, is you going? You know, and stuff like that. And they got up out, they took his inheritance and got up out of there, man. There's nothing new. And Meagan said, shit, fuck that shit. Meagan said, I'm getting out of here, man. But she act like she was surprised. When she laid down with Harry. She should have known, man. She should have known, man. Hey. Now they gonna have a problem. You know, she act like racism is out the window because he's with her. He with Harry. You think if his family was gonna be okay with it? Shit, where was you? Living on a rock? Where was she living, man? She living over there in that damn Hollywood and shit like that. Like racism didn't still exist. It's still alive and kicking in 2023. It's still alive and kicking. It's still alive and kicking, man. Especially when it comes to them damn children. Shit. It's bad enough you with him. You having kids by him too? Shit. You know, shit like that. You having kids by him? He will not be a future king, okay? And no security. You know, shit like that. I mean, they just do it up front with her, man. You lay down with Harry and had that baby, that first baby. Shit, they showed their racism from the door. And she act like she's surprised with that. When racism is alive and kicking since slavery. Racism is alive and kicking since slavery. And she act like she been over there in that Hollywood somewhere and had her head in the sand somewhere. But when it came to that damn palace, they said, man, no future king, no security, okay? We're being upfront with you. Man, and that's the reality of it, man. You know, and stuff like that. And she act like she's surprised with that. Just because she with her husband, her husband is a king, a prince. Shit, what that mean to her family? What that mean to her family? And her family saying, you're half black. Shit. How's that baby gonna come out? You know, they were concerned about that. How's that baby come out black as black? And she act like she was surprised with him. And Oprah sitting there like, and Oprah act like she was surprised, man. The racism is still alive and kicking since slavery. It's with some whites. Some whites still carrying the mantle. Some whites still carrying the damn mantle, man. With racism. You know, and she act like she's surprised. Meagan acts like she's surprised with that. But shit, I'm not. I'm not surprised, man. And she knew that they had to discuss that when they laid down and had sex. They had to know, man. But again, she think it was gonna be different, man. And she found out differently. She thought it was gonna be different when she found out differently, man. You know, but she found out differently, man. Racism had always been a problem, especially when the couples would get together and then them damn kids. Oh shit, that's just even worse. Like, and then what the world is gonna throw at them. You know, what the parents throw at them, and then they gotta face this, what the world throws at them. You know, and shit like that. Man, shit. She act like she surprised, and Oprah did too. I was like, how Oprah gonna be surprised about that, man? And you can't be surprised. The racism is still alive and kicking. Oprah might not see it, feel it, and this, that, and the other, and all so boy, because people hide it from her. But hey, when you're a regular old black, you can feel it, touch it. You can feel it, touch it, know it. Some people don't. Some people hide it, but some people outright way out front with it. Yes, I'm racist, and I don't like blacks. You know, and shit like that. Especially the males. You know, and shit like that. But motherfuckers, they doesn't hide that. Some people, some whites doesn't hide it. Some of them aren't racist. Some of them hide it. Some of them out front with it and shit like that. Yeah. So there's no surprise to me that they, you know, his family was like that. That's no secret. Some whites, you know, they carrying the mantle since slavery. They're carrying the damn mantle throughout the generations. Right. So that's nothing new. Right. But again, I just hope that they did get away from the palace, you know, and just live their lives, you know, the way they want and stuff like that. But I think they realized that, you know, the palace wasn't okay with them probably being together, nor them kids, you know, and stuff like that. You know, I imagine that, you know, that they came up with them two being together, let alone the children, you know, and stuff like that. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, not at all. You know, I'm not surprised. And racism is still exists. It's still at its fucking height. And people can sit down and say, oh, racism is not the #1 problem and all this old bullshit. Yeah, and you catch your ass at 3 a.m. and you'll see how black your ass is when the police pull your ass over, rich or not. You'll see that race card pulling out, pull out. You catch your ass at 3 a.m. Pull over by the side of the damn road. You'll see what color you really is.